Okay, so we're going to work some more with nomenclature or naming. We're going to start out with two formulas and change them to their chemical names, and then we're going to go in the reverse direction. Ni is nickel. Nickel is a transition metal, so as soon as you notice it's nickel, put parentheses right there so you don't forget to go back and finish it. CO3 is carbonate. That's not off the periodic table. So anytime you see these groupings like this, then you're going to assume that it's a polyatomic ion. So look on your polyatomic sheet. If you can't find it there, then you can go back and split it up. So this is nickel carbonate, and we're going to do a reverse crisscross. So we're bringing those numbers back up. The first number is positive, the second one's negative because cations are first, anions are second. And then you double check. Carbonate is a -2, so yes. So that means this guy is right. If the anion's correct, it means that your cation is correct. So it's nickel 3, which is 3 I's. Second guy, PB is not peanut butter, it is lead. Again, it needs Roman numerals, so we put parentheses and then come back. This is S, 1 S and 4 O's. So again, that's a polyatomic. So even though it didn't have parentheses, it's still grouped together as the whole anion. Okay, and that anion is sulfate. Sulfate has a -2 charge, and we notice we don't have any numbers down here, so they're implied. There's 1 sulfate and 1 lead. So if sulfate's -2, then lead has to be +2, because +2 minus 2 equals 0 gives me that balanced compound. 2 is 2 I's. Ammonium sulfate, okay? You can't find ammonium on the periodic table, so we look on our poly sheet and we see ammonium is NH4. We put parentheses around it to remind us it's like a force field. That whole cation stays together. Sulfate, SO4 -2, again, parentheses around the SO4. Leave the charges outside the parentheses so you can crisscross. That 2 comes down here, that 1 comes over here, and then we're going to rewrite NH4, 2, SO4, 1. And what's that rule? Yep, we don't have to write the 1 because it's implied, which means we can take the 1 off and the parentheses off. NH4, those guys still get parentheses because there's 2 ammonium ions for every 1 sulfate. NH42, SO4. Copper 1 oxide. Copper, Cu, 1 plus 1. It's the cation, so it's first, plus it's a transition metal. Oxide, -2. Crisscross. Rewrite, Cu2O. We always rewrite it without the charges because that is the cleaner version of it, and also so that we can take out any of those 1s or extra parentheses.